What's going on, guys? Big Rob here from Sin City Crypto. I want to talk about today is Bitcoin mining and its dominance is leaving the US. Numbers just came in from Russia. It is taken now, or Russia has a second place in the mining hash rate for the Bitcoin network. Now, this is the first time Russia has been in second place when it comes to mining, and this is all in concerns that mining is leaving the U.S. So, we have discussed ad nauseum what's going on with regulation here in the U.S. and how exchanges are leaving, and also there's just all this regulation that has been proposed that is negative for crypto. But we've also had the U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen came out last month saying they wanted to impose a 30% tax on all Bitcoin miners. This story I don't think made his headlines. I don't think it made headlines in the way that we thought it would. But let's not underestimate the tax implications of that 30% because you decide to use your power to mine Bitcoin versus running a data center. So right now we're seeing an attack on all sectors when it comes from the U.S. regulators, and I'm really concerned what's going to happen to the Bitcoin network with Russia having all of the hash rate that they do and U.S. leaving in hash rate. So a couple of reasons that the U.S. is less dominant, and I'm concerned that this is going to be a continuing trend. Obviously, because of the tax implication is scaring any new businesses. But don't forget that a lot of companies here in the States have leveraged up a ton of debt during the bull market. And so we haven't seen these Bitcoin miners being able to grow and then the way they were before because they have so much debt that they took on buying miners during the 2021 bull run that it's become an industry that's basically paused, at least here in the States. Now, what else is happening? There is reduced profitability and also increased electric costs when it comes to energy here in the States. So this problem is twofold. So you got one, you have less you got more money you're spending on the Bitcoin to mine, but you got to remember that the hash rate is still at near an all-time high, and this has not went down when the market price went down. So historically the price of Bitcoin has dropped, and then we usually see the hash rate or the mining difficulty drop as well. This is something we have not seen. Which gets me to my last point I want to make here, is that I do expect that there's going to be an arms race for Bitcoin. And, everyone always says that Bitcoin is boring and the price doesn't move fast enough. And that's why people are interested in alts. I'm here to tell you this. There is an arms race coming, and these countries, we're starting to see just the tip of the iceberg right now, but these countries are going to be fighting for the supply of Bitcoin. There's not that much Bitcoin in circulation on exchanges. Remember, a lot of it is lost, and also a lot of it is in the hands of long-term hodlers that have no interest in selling. And so only the Bitcoin that floats on the exchanges are the ones that are available to purchase. And when a nation decides to pick up Bitcoin to either keep it on its reserve treasury asset or to use it in some kind of conjunction with the Bitcoin network for the CBDC network, and to use Bitcoin there as well. Or you got countries like El Salvador using Bitcoin as a currency. We're going to see that there's going to be less and less Bitcoin on the exchanges. And as the price starts to move up because one major country bought up millions of Bitcoin, then the price instantly skyrockets, and everyone is noticing, like, hey, this country, let's just say France or Germany, they bought 500,000 Bitcoin, and now the price has tripled because they took all the supply out. Do you think that another country next door, maybe a rival, maybe Russia, maybe China, will take notice and say, hey, they are trying to take over the Bitcoin network by buying this amount of Bitcoin? at this point, you see that countries that might not align with the country that buys Bitcoin initially, as a precaution, as a fight against them taking control of the network, just to be safe, could buy some Bitcoin as well. And then that ball keeps rolling. And then now there's even less Bitcoin on the exchanges. The price, it skyrockets even more so. And then the US gets in it, and then England gets in it. And what ends up happening is that there's not going to be enough Bitcoin for small everyday traders to pick up at the prices that they are now. And so the supply is going to get squeezed so heavily, nation states aren't going to be concerned about taking a profit, so they're going to buy when the price is up, and then all the long-term hodlers are going to be sitting there looking at a $500,000 Bitcoin, $10 million Bitcoin. I know these numbers sound crazy, but just hear me out. If countries start battling for Bitcoin and there's just not enough out there, there's not enough on exchanges, what do you think will happen to the price? And do you think a country would essentially care if they bought Bitcoin at 30,000 or 300,000? I don't think they would, because their ultimate goal is to accrue as much Bitcoin as possible and not to turn a profit. That's not their ultimate goal. But as a byproduct of the arms race, the price of Bitcoin is going to skyrocket. Don't forget, we also got the halving coming around the corner. So I am extremely bullish on Bitcoin. I am extremely bullish on the price of Bitcoin long term. And I think that people are underestimating how fast the Bitcoin price can move. Look no further than 2020. Look no further than 2017. And if you don't think that the Bitcoin price is going to rally by 10 or 20x, history will say the otherwise. All right, guys. Me and Larry are signing off. Thank you so much for checking us out. Tune in Monday through Friday live, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Peace.